Do you want to achieve your goals and maintain them in the long term and then maybe achieve even bigger goals? I'm going to show you how in this video. So first of all, number one mistake people do when they focus, we'll talk about fat loss and weight loss in this case, they focus on the numbers, on how they look, and what body composition they want to achieve, how much weight they want to lose, but they forget one very important thing, which is mindset. And I've seen so many people who lost a lot of weight in the past, but then put it back on, and I'm sure you know a lot of people like that, and maybe you are one of them people who, you slip back into bad habits, and then you put the weight back on, and you back to the same as you were, or maybe even worse. That's so common, because number one thing what people forget to do is focus on the mindset. Because if you lose weight and change your body composition, but you haven't changed your mindset, if you haven't changed how you think, you're not going to maintain those goals. In most cases, it's going to be very, very difficult. So it takes us to this point, actually. To change your personal reality, you must change your personality. That might sound a bit deep. If you just want to lose some weight and you want to get a bit leaner, build a bit of muscles, but the truth is it's not that simple. It is actually very deep. If you want to do that in a long term and make that change, lasting change, which I know you all do, otherwise you wouldn't watch this video, you have to dig deeper and you have to ask yourself, why do I all want it? What's gonna change in my life if I achieve the goal? What is gonna give me in terms of how much pleasure it's gonna bring you in terms of different things like relationship with the people around you, your family, your partners, your friends, just how you're going to feel each day, what you'll be able to do, all those sort of things. You need to think about, if I become that person, what's good in it? And at the same time, you need to think, if I stay the same, what's going to happen? And you want to associate a lot of sort of negative things. You actually want to feel that I don't want to stay where I am anymore, because you want to think about all the negatives associated with staying the same. You want to associate your current situation with as much pain as possible. I know it sounds maybe a bit bad, but that's the key. There's a secret. You want to feel like, I can't stay the same anymore. I want to change. This current situation is too much pain. It doesn't have to be really, really bad. You might be in a good shape. You might just lack confidence, or you might just don't love yourself in your body. You might not be fully happy in your own body, even if you're in a good shape. That's very common as well. So it doesn't have to be really bad situation, but it's different to each one. And you want to think about it as, you can't stay the same anymore, and think about the person you want to be, and think about all the good things about it. So really, if you, like I said, even if it's, you want to lose 5 kilos and get a bit leaner and build some muscles, it's more than just that. It's always more than just that. You could do that, but if you don't focus on your mindset, you most likely going to put the weight back on, which happens so often. So if you think about it this way, to change something in your life, you need to become a different person. It means you need to change your personality, or in other ways, maybe expand your personality and add certain things into it, and then unlearn certain things. So it doesn't really sound so drastic. You don't want to fully change yourself, change your, the way you are. You want to be yourself, but the things that do not benefit you, you want to get rid of them, and the things that would benefit you, you want more of them. So I'm going from the bottom. So next one, think, act, and be like the person you want to become. So it doesn't work the other way. You can't become who you want to be and then start acting like that person. So if you, let's say, want to be in a perfect shape, if you imagine your great shape, whatever it is for you, you need to first start acting like that person. Even now you have extra body weight, lots of body weight to lose, don't matter which situation you are. Don't matter if it's body composition or if it's how you want to feel. If you want to feel very confident and happy in yourself, it doesn't really matter. It matters what you want to be. You imagine that person you want to be, and you need to ask yourself, how does that person act, how they think, and what they do every single day. And you need to copy that, and you need to do that. And it is going to feel uncomfortable. It is going to feel weird. You're going to feel like, how am I supposed to feel that I'm, fit and lean and, in a great shape when I'm completely hating my body now? That's why most people fail. They do things with not a lot of effort because they're not emotionally attached to that person they want to become. And it is hard. It's, I'm not going to lie to you. It is very hard. But it's, as everything, it's like a muscle. If you work on it, if you on that sort of imagination, looking into the future, that's a sort of muscle, if we call it that way. If you do it once and do it again and again and again every day, small little things, it gets easier. And then you will be able to emotionally attach with your future goal. And every time you're facing a challenge, let's say you had a really stressful day at work and you're so tired and you just don't feel like cooking, and there are some ready-made, some junk food and some biscuits, and you just feel like, I just want to eat those biscuits. But if you are emotionally attached with your future self, with your goals, with where you want to be, you're going to slow down. That's why you need to be more aware as well. You need to have awareness of what's happening in your mind. You need to just ask yourself, like, what's the benefit of eating that now, and what's the benefit of choosing, doing the hard way and spending extra time cooking or whatever situation it is. And you need to ask yourself and remind yourself where you're going. And if you are not attached to your goal, it's going to be so hard. You're going to have those challenges. So it's going to happen a lot. Like, we all have busy lifestyles, and those challenges are going to come at you. You're going to have days where you don't want to do it. And each time you make a right decision, it's going to get easier. And each time when you say no to something that you shouldn't do, you're going to build that muscle. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel more proud about yourself. And you will realize each little thing like that, each time you say no, or each time you have a great training session, put a lot of effort in, or you have a good day of eating, you stick to your meal plan. Each time you do those sort of things, even the smallest things, even if it's saying no to a second drink, when you said to yourself, I'm only going to have one drink, alcohol drink, for example, and then you're in a company of friends and they're encouraging you to have more, but you stick to yourself, to your decision, you say no. Every time you do that, you're going to grow as a person, and you're going to get closer to the person you want to be. And it's those little things is what matters the most, those small shifts in your mind. And first of all, it's going to come what you think. What you think is number one, because what you think will impact how you feel. It's all connected. And how you feel will impact how you act. And obviously how you act will impact everything else, what you have in life, where you're going to be in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, or 1 year. So all starts with thinking, and that's where we need to learn to be more self-aware of what's happening in our heads, because most of our thoughts are completely automated and we are unconscious. Now it sounds crazy, but that's true. We don't, most of the things you do, you get up and do your daily tasks, and your breakfast and brush your teeth, get dressed, go to work. Our brain are designed. You train them to do it in automatic manner. Because otherwise, if you had to think about every single thing, take a toothbrush, put some toothpaste, it's just too much to think about. Like, you just do it without thinking. So it's all happening subconscious. But it's the same applies. It's not just for daily tasks like brushing your teeth. It also applies to things like how you think about yourself when you look to the mirror. Let's say if you're not happy with your body image and you walk past the mirror, and subconsciously you'll think like, I don't like it, or even more, powerful, like I hate it. people very often use that. I hate my hips, I hate my belly, things like that. And first, step number one is to be aware of it. Like if you catch yourself doing that, just think, it's not going to benefit me in any ways. And it takes time to start and appreciating yourself and loving yourself. It takes a lot of time and effort, but it's awareness is number one. Like knowing what's wrong is number one, because if you don't know what's wrong with your thoughts, you won't be able to change it. So that's probably the hardest part as well, to actually, when you start being more aware of your thoughts, that's when it gets uncomfortable. If you never really worked on that thing, you're gonna have a lot of negative thoughts. And if you start doing that, and if you do, just remember that it's completely normal. It's completely like it's all of the people have those thoughts. If you feel that you're not good enough, you're not confident, you just don't like yourself, any sort of emotions like that, just think it's universal thoughts. Everyone has those thoughts in different ways. So it's just think it's not your thoughts, it's just there. It's our minds, actually, our brains are designed to make us survive and not progress, because they designed to keep us safe, and it means surviving. And when you try and change and achieve something more, let's say lose weight, then it's progress, and your brains, they don't want you to do that, because it's a good intention, really. It's not bad, because our brain designed to keep us safe, but you're never gonna be happy in the safe zone. So yeah, awareness is number one, and then from there are our steps. So yeah, going from the bottom to the top. So act like you have already achieved your goals, and that's probably the most important thing you can start implementing right now. Don't matter where you are, don't matter what your goal. We're obviously talking about weight loss and fat loss and building some muscle. So in this case, imagine 6 weeks, imagine 12 weeks, or depending on your goal. I think 12 weeks is a good period of time to think forward. Imagine what is possible, which is a lot is possible, and imagine the person you want to be. So let's say just visualize that image. Let's say you are 5 kilos lighter, as an example, and you have you lost your belly fat, and you confident in yourself. You walking into the gym and you feel great, you feel confident, you feel powerful, you're lifting heavy weights, and heavy, it's a relative word, really. It doesn't have to, it's heavy, depends what's heavy for you. So it's no certain number in mind. And imagine you feeling just happy in yourself every day, and you being more mindful and more present with your kids, with your partners and your friends. You just generally have that sort of vibe, the energy around you. So let's say that's, for example, I just made like an example. Let's say that's what you want to achieve. So imagine that person, realize that it is possible, whatever it is in your mind, everything is possible, and then ask yourself, how does that person acts every day? What they think, what they do, what are their habits. And I would highly recommend getting a journal and start journaling your journey. Start writing notes, whatever it is, for if you want to just put there how you feel, or your achievements or your struggles. It's so powerful to do that. And you don't have to do it every day, but again, it's up to you. If you put it somewhere visible where you can do it, maybe in the morning or in the evening, it's going to be very, very useful. So you could write down what, the person you want to be, your goals, and what is the character of that person, what they do, what they think, how they behave, and start acting like that person. Like, I know it might sound crazy, but the only way to achieve your goal is to actually act like that person. I mean, you can achieve it in other ways, but it's going to be not very nice, and most likely you're going to come back into your old self. So start from within, and just pretend that you're walking into the gym, and pretend that you feel confident, and if you don't feel confident now, let's say, and pretend that you feeling great even when you're not feeling great. That's like tricking your brain, and it's natural that it's going to feel unnatural and uncomfortable. But if you keep doing that, even small things, small wins will make a big difference. So even like walking, like the person you want to be, just when you simply walk, when you're going for your walk, or just generally walking anywhere, just imagine you are already that person. You will walk differently if you do that, and that's going to send subconscious signals into your brain to start subconsciously changing your mindset. And the more you do that, the better, the bigger changes you're gonna get. And it does take a lot of time, and it is difficult. If it wasn't, everyone would achieve their goals easily. But reality is that most people fail in terms of fat loss and weight loss and other goals in life. It applies to any goal in life, whether it's your business, career, financial, relationship, anything. This rule applies to everything. If you want to change anything in your life, you need to change your personality. You need to dig deep and work from within. So I think I've covered everything in this video. It's a lot to talk about, and it's very, very big topic. But if you just get one that message, that if you want to change, you need to act like you already achieved what you want to achieve, and you want to be grateful for what you have. Another thing as well is if you're complaining, and if you're focusing on the negatives, you're gonna attract more of the negatives. So if you look at the mirror and say to yourself, maybe subconsciously, oh, I hate my legs, my hips, or something like that, or if you just say, oh, it's so hard and I don't want to do it, and what's the point? Those sort of thoughts will attract even more thoughts like that. And I know it's very, very hard to change those thoughts, because if you feel it, how can you actually change it? And that's when I'll talk about more in other videos as well. That's when personal development comes in, and there are a lot of different things you can do, very, very small things, big things. Again, it's up to you how much you want to put in to remind yourself where you're going, to work on that subconscious mind, to be more self-aware. But yeah, and the last thing I just wanted to say, like sometimes people say fake it till you make it. I wouldn't use that term. I wouldn't imagine that you're faking it. If you want to fake confidence, let's say, I wouldn't say that, because when you name it as faking, it sends your brain that sort of message that it's not real. It's not real you, that you're faking it. So I wouldn't use that. But at the same time, acting like you already that person that's what you want to do. It's great, because it's not faking. You are that person inside you. Every one of you can achieve anything you want to achieve. Like there is literally no limits. And you've seen many different stories of inspiring people with I don't know, if it's someone born with disabilities and achieved crazy success, or someone had like very, very traumatic experiences in childhood, but then they transformed it, they achieved great success. Like those sort of people, they are proof. Or people who lost massive amount of weight, and there are so many inspiring people. I think sometimes it's good to learn about them, to actually realize that it's all in your mind. So yeah, that's it. I think it's a lot to digest, but yeah, see you in the next video.